Yo, so what's going on, guys? It's Pome. We're here rocking out the Ducky swag, and I wanted to give you guys a little story time today. Something a lot of you guys ask, actually on a routine basis. Almost every one of my videos I scroll through and I'll see like one comment asking one question. Not the "Are you gay?" one, I get that a lot. But the other one, the one that's "How did you and Amanda meet?" Now, this is what the story is going to be a little bit about. And a lot of you guys do know that I am married. It is a woman. She has boobs. Trust me, I felt them. Accidentally over the shirt, but it happened once, I swear. So, with my random perverted stuff out of the side, I decided that I wanted to give you guys a little video and a little story time because people ask all the time, "Hey Pone, how did you and Amanda meet?" And all that good stuff. And I honestly decided that that'd be a cool time to finally do it because I guess it's a kind of a cool story. I guess it's one of those one of the stories that it turns out happily ever after with a few bumps between. And hopefully you guys will enjoy it because people have been asking me about it for a long time. There are things that I've talked about, but I really haven't, said it so much. So, Ducky Swag, you need to turn down, buddy. So, it all started back in, was it 08, 09. We had mutual friends, benefits, not friends with benefits. Oh, fuck, I don't know where that came from. No, we had friends. My best friend was dating her best friend at the time. And, I hate this right here, man. This is so difficult. I can get 3 nukes in one game when it comes down to sticking a hole in this thing. You can imagine what intercourse is like with me, right? Come on. Oh, it's gonna go out the back, isn't it? Oh my god, Pone. It's even got a tip. Oh, we got it in, guys. Man, I can suck. So anyways, we're going to go back to the story. We met a long time ago. This was back in the day of MySpace, by the way. We talked, and MySpace was hot. Facebook was picking up. And I talked to her, I messaged her because we just had friends, how you add people and stuff like that. And I was just getting into this phase where I was tired of dealing with women, and I wanted to find, the girl of my dreams, but at the same time I wanted to fool around a little bit. So I was kind of in this stuck phase of, what should I do? Should I plug and play, or should I, I was a little curious about that. So the first person I ran across was, there were a couple girls beforehand that just gave me a lot of problems. One cheated on me, the other one, I broke up with her after a day because she cut herself, and I found some weird ones. So I decided, what, let's just have some fun. So I was going to get into that whole teenage phase where, you just mess around, get what you can while you can kind of thing, and there's nothing wrong with that. But that's not what I really wanted to do, but I felt that all the other women had screwed me over till now. It was either A, try to look for the right one, or B, go gay. And I didn't know how that one was going to turn out either, and I was kind of leaning towards the girl one, I swear. And the situation was that, I met her through MySpace, not like we just found each other or something like that. I started talking to her. We saw each other a couple times at, soccer games or whatever, because my best friend was dating her best friend, and then we got to know each other, and we started talking. And I remember the first time I saw her, she was sitting in front of me with her friend Yufei, and they were just doing homework or something, and she was too shy to look back at me, and I was too shy to say anything. And if only I had the Ducky swag back then, man, she'd have hopped on it. But I didn't. I was young, I was shy, I was inexperienced, and nothing to be ashamed of. But the next time I managed to go up and talk to her, and we started dating from there on out. We were kind of off and on because I was like her first serious boyfriend. We were kind of off and on for about a month. And then we decided that we need to do things, take it to the next level. We started dating. I met her parents, so on and so forth. And she was, I was 18 at the time. She was about 16, something like that. And about 6 months in, we actually get together. And, I told her, because her father's a big guy in the Navy, big guy in the Navy. Then her mother is a teacher at a Christian school. So yeah, obviously they don't know what I do for a living. You know that. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So you throw the perverted Pone star in there and you got one hell of a concoction. But anyways, so about 6 months in, after I told her, because I knew her family was religious. She wasn't so much, but I just kind of respected the fact because I'm not religious at all. So I told her, what, babe, I'll wait for you. We can wait and, get married, and then we can make the babies and all that good stuff, and, and that was fine. So we did 6 months, and we never fooled around, and then one day she came out of nowhere and just, attacked me like a bear, bro, and I was like, stiff-armed, and I didn't know what to do. And I'm like, honey, what this is going to turn to? And she just gave me this nod and this look, and I'm like, shut up, phone. And yeah, now even back in the day, my phone messed with me like that. See, that little noise went with it though, right? So things happen, and then about a couple weeks later, she was like late, and she has, as you guys know, we're unable to have children. She has a problem with her insides. Why? So she was late, and she just figured that it was something wrong. She thought she was pregnant. She was scared, and she was crying in her room one night, and her mother came in, and she confided in her, and she listened to her and talked to her, and her mother found out that we had sex. I was 18, she was 16, which really isn't too big of a deal. I mean, like 18 and 13, yeah, and like maybe like 16 and 25 or something. I don't know, but so I didn't think it was that big of a deal. But her mother basically banned her from everything. She went admin mode on her ass hard. Took away her phone, kicked her off the soccer team, no computer, no nothing. Straight up banned her ass. And I didn't know what to do. I panicked. And it was right before we actually, started getting sensual and stuff that I realized I love this girl. And at that point, it was different because I've never really loved anyone till then, and it was entirely different. And when you know, you know. I mean, because like when you grow up as a teenager and you start getting involved and falling in love and stuff like this, you think, because the next one's always better, right? That next upgrade, and what, that last one, that ninja there, oh yeah, I was in love with him. And then you find the next one, and then you realize, what was the last thing, right? That was just petty puppy love or something. But when you actually do fall in love, you know. And and I loved her, and I didn't know what to do, and tried to talk to her mother. Her mother threatened to call the cops because I was overage. So at that point, I'm like, I can't make it in prison. You see this baby face? I can't do it. Can't do it. Ha! Make me lick that lollipop, and I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it. So I decided to go ahead, and I wanted to try to do something, but I didn't know what to do. And months passed by, and what she did is, she to let me know, because I had no clue. She just hadn't talked to me in like 2 days, and I was worried, and I didn't know anything about what happened. So her friend comes over to my house and gives me this little envelope. Hang on. This little envelope, and it had a letter in it saying that I love you and I'm sorry for what happened and that we should not be together anymore. And I broke down, and I'm like, what do you mean? And she told me what happened in this letter and everything, and she left this little guy right here, this little ring. This is what I call the googly eye ring. I think it's a cat. It's blue. It looks like little googly eyes on that Geico commercial, the money one. And that's what I always did, and I always wore it on my pinky. I wore that during the whole time that we weren't together during that, all the way up until I got married, when I actually replaced it with my band. And I wore this every day. You know how many people made fun of me when I was working as a cashier, and they see this little thing when I handed them money? I get made fun of all the time, but it meant something to me. This is probably the most valuable thing I have. It means more to me than anything. This little blue ring is probably the most valuable possession I have. And I waited for her. I told her, I got a hold of her, and I told her I'd wait for her. And about 4 months passed, and she kind of gave in. She ended up seeing this other guy, and I had no clue. We couldn't talk. We didn't know what was going on, but I told her I'd wait. And I did. I was a wreck. I was depressed, so I couldn't even move on if I wanted to. And about 4 months went by, and she ended up giving in and dating this jock at her school. And it was a really, really bad relationship. And, he put his hands on her and stuff like that. She got into some bad things, and it was difficult. It really, really was difficult. And at that point, I found out by my ex, who actually went to her school too, that that she was wearing his jersey or something at one retreat or something in like Guatemala or wherever the hell she went to. And it really hurt me to find out from my ex. And then I finally got a hold of her and asked her about it, and I found out, and I broke down even worse, not being able to be with somebody, and then realized she gave up. But she knew that she really couldn't be happy with him. So at that point, this sounds so soap opera like, man. I need some dick jokes somewhere. But it was really, really crazy, and it was really uncomfortable. And at that point, I'm like, should I just move on? She did it too. So I didn't know what to do, and I was really in a funk. This is my excuse too. A couple weeks later, I went to go see Twilight because I read the book. Yeah, I'm a man. It's okay. I can say that. Ducky Swag redeems me. I liked the first book. The rest of them sucked. Judge me. Call me gay. I don't care. I read Twilight, and I wanted to go see the movie. The movie did nothing. That shit was crazy. It wasn't anything like the book. So we were there, and I was hanging out with 4 of my guys because we just wanted to go in there and troll people. And there was this one girl. She was 27 years old at the time, very attractive. And, I was still in my funk, so I sat away from the guys. They kind of put this fort around her or whatever and, tried hitting on her. All of them gave her a number. I just kind of, ignored it. And they were trying to be funny, and they told them the red eye story. If you guys don't know that one, yeah, that's a classic. And So I just kind of ignored it because didn't care. I was there to watch Robert Pattinson. Oh, what a confession this is. And it was crazy. And then she ended up calling me the next day, and I'm like, "Where'd you get my number?" and all this stuff. And then I'm like, "Should I do this? Should I move on?" She's a 27-year-old hairstylist, good looking. Should I, try to get out of my funk by doing this, or what should I do? And I really didn't know what to do. And I think I folded in. I did it too because I didn't know, how long I was supposed to wait. I didn't know anything like that. I didn't know how to handle heartache. And I ended up going ahead and seeing her for about a couple weeks. And with that happening, we were getting closer and closer. We never did anything like that. And then, the day after Christmas, Amanda walked into my store, and I was supposed to go see that other girl that night, but Amanda walked into my store. I worked at Blockbuster at the time with our friend Lily, and she walks in, and then it all came back to me. It's like everything. It's hard to explain. It's so hard to explain. It's so difficult. And hang on, let me take another hit. Like a man. So that's what happened is we got involved and she came in and it all rushed back to me. And I didn't know how to react. I told my buddy to go to the register. I got to sit back because she broke my heart. I didn't know what to do. And it's all mind games and shit with relationships. Bullshit. Women need to speak up and say what they feel. Real talk. So I guess, I ended up caving in, and I found out that obviously with her being there with one of her friends, she could see friends again. She had her phone back, or was getting it back actually. And, she just didn't message me or didn't call me or anything like that because she thought I still hated her. But she ended up leaving the guy because it was an abusive relationship. And I think she was just trying to fill the void that I couldn't. You could take that any way you want to. And it was different. And it came back, and I asked her back out on January 1st, New Year's Eve of '09. And we've been together since then. I know, applaud, golf clap. Golf clap. And we've been back together since then. So it's been a little over 3 years now. We got married. Our 1-year anniversary for our marriage is coming up here at the start of April too. So we've been together for 3 years. Back on that, without that gap, we would have been together close to 4 or 5 years. So I waited for this girl for like 7 years, and that was one of the hardest things in my life, is to wait on somebody that you care most about. I was in this funk. I didn't play video games for 6 months. I didn't do anything. I'd go out and hang out with friends, but that's only because we'd go see movies or something, and it kind of distracted me from what was going on. And that's pretty much the story. That's what happened. That's how we met. That's the bumps we made it through, and we've had a couple others since then. But every relationship does. And I just want to let you guys know that if there's somebody out there that you really do care about, somebody you really do love, despite the issues, they're worth fighting for. They're worth doing something. I wish I would have done more, but I didn't know how to, and I was scared, and I didn't have anybody to talk to go do it. And so it really, really is important because, in the rest of your life, their friends will betray you, family can betray you, but that one person which can betray you should be the person that you're able to rely on the most, and that's who I wanted to spend my life with, and that's how I knew for an instant. I was getting into that phase. I gave up hooking up with that 27-year-old. I skipped that night. I could have gone and tried to sleep with her and then got back to Amanda in a couple days and be like, "Hey, are you ready to be together?" But I didn't. I didn't want to do anything unless it was with Amanda. And that's important to me. So if you guys have somebody you care about, you got to go seize it. You got to go take it, because if you don't, somebody else will. And I gave up my teenage years. I gave up sleeping around trying to get with different chicks and stuff like this. And I waited for the right girl, and she's the only girl I've ever had sex with and the only girl I ever cared to. And I think when you put, certain things up there, it becomes really, really important to have that other person. So now that this long-ass commentary is over, I just want to thank you guys for listening. If you guys are still with me till now, I want to thank you guys. But I wanted to put the story out there because a lot of you guys have asked, what happened with you and Amanda? How long have you guys been together? You guys ask that stuff all the time. So that's what we have. So if you guys have enjoyed the commentary, remember to rate it up. If you guys want to see us do a dual commentary sometime soon, I'm sure she wouldn't be against it. We haven't done one in a long time. So, at the end of that, I just want to remind you guys to fight for it. I don't believe in people messing up. I mean, I don't believe in people falling out of love. If you love somebody, you gotta take advantage of it. You gotta do what you can. I don't believe in people falling out of love. I believe in people giving up. So, no matter who it is, any sacrifice is worth it for your loved one. And that's just my little message for you guys today. So, like I said, thanks for watching. Peace out, guys. Ducky Swag out.